Hi, I'm John Allin. I do a lot of snow consulting around the country. I have done a lot of plowing. I've put together a lot of data that people use. It's fragmented data because it came from my old snow company, and it's available on the internet and you can go buy it. But recently I became involved with an individual who I met as part of a lawsuit where we were on opposite sides of the table. He was the defendant. I was working for the plaintiff as an expert witness. Now, Nathan Whitaker has a very good company. Did excellent work. In fact, I said so in a deposition that he was a good company. He just happened to make one documentation error that came back and bit him hard. Took out a year of his life because he was really very unhappy with the way the trial was going, or way the lawsuit was going. And he learned an awful lot. He put together, as a result of that, a package where from the time you go visit the site the first time, you start to enter all of the data that you need. You take it into a proposal format, then into a contract format, then into a subcontractor format, following up with a change of scope document. You know what happens when you're out there and you're plowing snow and the contract says that you've got to have zero tolerance, you got to keep it bare and wet all the time, and then halfway through the season the people run out of money, they call you up and they say, hey, don't be putting down any more salt because we're out of dough. You do that, somebody slips and falls, well, we didn't change the contract, got nothing in writing, everybody's in trouble. That's what happened to Nathan. Nathan put together this package. He asked me to review it. I did. I gave him some input. I gave him some feedback. He made some changes. He came up with something that was just a little bit different but a whole lot better. Then Nathan contacted me and wanted me to assist in his marketing this particular package. Well, I don't generally endorse anything. I don't know as it's appropriate, but I do know when I see something that's good. Nathan's come up with this snow system where you can keep track of everything and document it properly. Now Nathan is here in my office and we're trying to discuss different ways that his system works for contractors in a positive way. Tell us a little bit about how you came up with this.
Basically, during that lawsuit, I went through a year of just complete stress and I guess reflecting on all of our existing systems, you know, with regards to snow removal, and just a mistake that I made, you know, taught me to totally revamp all our systems. And so I got together with my attorney that was representing me in that case, and also some other attorneys, and we, you know, I came up with what I thought needed to go into the contract, and then they came up with what they thought, and we basically merged it all together into this complete package of 5 templates that covers everything from doing an on-site quotation, you know, when you first initially meet with the client on site.
Pre-contract signing. Okay.
Right, pre-contract signing, you go through all the specifications with them, or it could be your salesman out there doing it, you know, so he covers all the specifications, then he goes back. Next form is a 1-page quick quotation form, and what that is instead of sending people a 7 to 8-page service agreement with all the terms and conditions in it right off the bat, and then you know the property managers that have friends in the industry, and then they hand it to other contractors that then have all your documentation. So we have this 1-page quick quotation that you submit just to give them pricing if they want it. And then the next one is a 7 to 8-page full-blown service agreement that has all the pricing, all the specifications, everything that you agreed upon with the potential client on that first appointment. Then the next agreement is a subcontractor agreement. So let's say you sign that service agreement with the client, then on the subcontractor agreement, it actually mirrors it. So all the specifications that you agreed upon with your client is now your subcontractor has to fulfill the exact specifications that you have. And then the last agreement is the change in scope agreement, which is the most important agreement because that would have prevented why we're here today.
So what Nathan has done is put a lot of time and effort into a package where after the customer calls and you go out to visit the site, you can begin to record all of the data or specifications that the customer wants and transfer them over into a bid document or a quotation document. And then from there, take it and put it into a contract format. And then take all of the information, put it into a subcontract agreement. And then, if you've got changes in scope during the season, for example, customer runs out of money, doesn't want you to put as much salt down, cut back on the amount of services. Nathan's got a package that allows you to then get all of this documented from the customer and put it in as part of the documentation record, so that if an unfortunate incident occurs where somebody slips and falls after they've changed the scope of work, he's got evidence, you have evidence that the change in scope occurred, and it protects yourself. Have I got that about right?
Exactly.
Okay. Interestingly enough, how Nathan and I met, I didn't really remember it. I was on the plaintiff's team. I was called into St. Louis for a deposition, did the deposition. Nathan was in the room, which is unusual to begin with, that the actual contractor is there during a deposition of that nature. I wasn't concentrating on Nathan at all, but Nathan took a lot of what was said to heart, and I did not beat up Nathan at all. It was one unfortunate incident that created the problem. Then he sent all of this to me and asked me if I'd take a look at it. I have a soft spot for entrepreneurs. Looked it all over, spent 5 or 6 hours, sent him back a lot of critique. He made the changes that he thought were appropriate. We went back and forth a couple other times. Nathan wanted me to assist him with marketing this new system that he put together. Yeah, there's something there. He's got something that's good. Invited him up to Erie, flies up to Erie, walks into my office. I said, "Pleased to meet you." He says, "Nice to see you again." Didn't dawn on me until afterwards that, and it was a revelation, that I had been at that particular deposition, and so was Nathan. So I think Nathan's got something valuable here, something that contractors ought to take a look at. How do they get a look at it?
Well, they can go to our website. It is www.thesnowsystem.com, and they can take a look. There's a frequently asked questions section on there. They can read all through that. There's testimonials on there. They can look through the whole thing and make a decision for themselves.
Now, this is all electronic. They buy it online. It gets sent to them online. It's copyrighted, so one guy can't buy it and send it to a whole bunch of other people. But can they load this onto their computer, take their computer to the site, and just enter all the data as it's coming off their minds or out of their minds as to what has to be done on the site?
Yes, basically, they can go on the website, they can put in their credit card information, and they can actually have it within 5 to 10 minutes. They'll have the full package, delivered electronically to their email. And then once they have it, it's in Word documents, PDF formats. They can customize it to their company, and then they themselves or their sales guy can go out on a site, pull it up on their laptop, fill it out however they want, and put in all the specifications and follow the system. Or they can also load it into an Excel format to where it transfers, throughout the whole workbook. Basically, is the way it would be set up. I'm sure there's many contractors out there that are pretty sophisticated and could do that easily.
Now, some contractors that I deal with will take all of the forms that they can get online. You can get them from different areas for nothing, but they don't tie everything together. There's no coordinated soup to nuts system. And if you want that, if you go and get fragmented documents from different places on the internet that you can use, and you have your lawyer review them, you could spend literally thousands of dollars to have this put together. I know contractors that have done that. So we're looking at, if they go to this way with your snow system, they're going to save themselves, in some cases, thousands of dollars in legal fees.
Yeah, many thousands of dollars, I think. And like I always say, what is just one idea even worth? If they just took one little piece of this system and incorporated it into their existing systems, if we're talking about a sophisticated snow contractor, if there's just one idea, I mean, it could save them tens of thousands of dollars. It could save them their business if they get a lawsuit big enough, you know.
Now, in this package, as you go from being on the site to preparing the proposal, once the proposal's been accepted, it goes into the contract format. You've got this set up so that it'll work in all the different styles from around the country that people are familiar with quoting. Hourly, per event, per push, seasonal. Is that right?
All four are included.
Wow. You got some time invested in this.
A ton of time. I figure 150, 200 hours of our office time, and then attorney's fees. I mean, thousands and thousands of dollars.
Do yourself a favor. Go take a look. www.thesnowsystem.com and see what he has to offer. I've seen it. I've had a hand in some of it. I think it's a good thing.